As we have a little matlocking going on a little bit later on this afternoon. Good afternoon, Evan.
Hi.
Collared shirt. How are you today?
Oh, fantastic.
Would you have an interview today?
No.
Looking to get out of here?
It's a nice spring day, and I
Yeah.
wanted to wear a short sleeve
Nice.
shirt.
Talking to
And
Amazon like everybody else?
No.
Well, I have something to tell you then.
Who are you talking to? Amazon?
Not Amazon. They haven't called me yet.
Today is
No.
a beautiful spring day, and with the weather change, Craig, my wardrobe changes.
Great. I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
Nothing much changed. And listen, we're in that weird spot now over the weekend. Obviously, some good college basketball, some NBA stuff throughout it. But, of course, the underlying topic at hand is Major League Baseball, and they're not any closer to getting a deal done. I know a lot of people got excited about, they've agreed to these 3 rule changes. They really haven't agreed to rule changes. They've agreed that they have a committee that will get together to approve rule changes if given 45 days notice. But let's assume those 3 things are going to happen. It does not bring them 1 inch closer to getting a deal done. So if you just view things chronologically, it would make sense that tomorrow, not today, baseball has to come out and announce that we are now canceling week 2 of the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
And my gut is that every Tuesday now, could be Wednesday, I suppose, but I guess it's irrelevant.
They don't want to rival Wag Wednesday. Trust me, it'll be Tuesday.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Wag Wednesdays. I mean, like a killer freight train right now that you can't get. You better not try to get in its way. There's no stopping it.
Rob knows better.
Yeah. So it looks like every Tuesday now, it's going to be like appointment radio where you tune on and find out, hey, we lost another week. Why is this week important? Because this week, if it happens tomorrow, now impacts New York Yankees opening day at Yankee Stadium. So we've already lost the Mets home opener. We will now lose the Yankees home opener.
Yeah, there's a better chance we don't have baseball than there's games in April. Games are not happening in April. I think there's a decent chance we don't have a season this year. I think that's on the table now. And things are bleak. And even I, who have followed this lockout so closely, I ignored it yesterday. It was one of the first times where I wasn't checking Twitter every 30 seconds. I just wasn't.
Well, I mean, because the main guy you used to check got suspended. He's not allowed to tweet about the lockout, so you got to find a new insider to go listen to.
I was always an Evan Drellick guy anyway.
All of a sudden,
right.
Evan Drellick, John Heyman, and Buster Olney became the go-to guys because Passan got suspended by ESPN, and then ESPN deleted the objectionable audio that he put on their podcast.
That's ridiculous.
What? We'll get to it later on today. But that's what's going on. I mean, that's the truth of the matter. For some reason, the guys that cover media haven't covered it. I wonder why. But we'll get to that later today. There is a pressing story today that I'm struggling with and I'm not struggling with. And I know that means I'm on both sides of the fence. I am. But I got to bring it to you because that's what this show does. We talk about things other shows are afraid to talk about, and we talk about things in context of what's going on in the world, right? So you may have heard at this point that WNBA star Brittany Griner, is that how you pronounce her name? I believe so, right?
Baylor superstar?
Yeah, legitimate, stud basketball
She's one of the best
player.
players in the WNBA.
No doubt.
Do you know what team she plays for?
I have no idea. No. I don't watch the WNBA. Not that they're not great athletes. It's just not my thing.
Phoenix Mercury, if I'm not mistaken.
So Brittany Griner, for the last couple years, has gone over to Russia to supplement her income and play professional basketball there. And believe it or not, just showing you the economics of the WNBA, she makes quadruple there what she makes playing domestically here. Okay, that's not even really the story. As you know, she got picked up at the airport out in Russia a number of weeks ago and was accused of having a hash pen in her luggage, all right? Hash pen, hash is basically a derivative of marijuana, and they find it in her luggage, right? Now, I will tell you, my hearts and in my soul, she was set up, in my opinion, as an American over in Russia at the time of pending conflict. I do believe that, okay? Here's the rub on this story that I just want your take on because I find it fascinating, all right? 2 years ago, Brittany Griner made a very big deal about the fact that she refuses to stand for our national anthem. Wouldn't do it. Refused to do it.
Right.
And that was on the heels of George Floyd and other stories like it. Now, to be fair, her father's a Vietnam vet, was a police officer, And she tried to explain her stance as not being against my country, but being against the anthem and obviously the plight of African Americans at that time a couple of years ago, right? But she refused to stand for the national anthem. Does that curry your decision-making at all in trying to get her out of Russia?
No.
Does for a lot of people.
I'm sure it does.
It does for a lot of people.
If I'm sitting in the Oval Office and I'm the President of the United States and I look at political prisoners, and that's what these people will be, Americans who are prisoners.
Now, they'll tell you that
Russia.
she was transporting drugs.
Okay.
I don't believe that, so I want to be clear
She's
about that.
a political prisoner.
Yes.
I would look at every political prisoner as the same thing. And you know what that same thing is? Americans.
Yeah. See, I'm with you on that. I think you save all American lives. But it's interesting to me that, the Brittany Griner camp and family clearly, obviously, beside themselves because they're worried about what's going to happen to her, as we could all imagine, because obviously, they don't give a rat's ass in Russia how they treat people. But it's interesting that here's someone who refused to stand for our anthem who's now begging people to help. Bring me back to the country I didn't love so much 2 years ago, so much so that I refused to stand for my country's anthem. And now I'm begging my country to save my life. Now, I think we should. I think, of course, you save all American lives when you can without risking more lives if it's possible. But it's an interesting take, and I've seen a lot of people online saying, hey, listen, if you could save her, great, but she ain't at the front of the list. She's not number one on my list.
How do you make the list of who to save?
Well, I think you...
Imagine that. How do you make that list?
There's a lot of people saying, all right, 2 years ago, you made your stand. Now you're not going to be like the first 50 people that get to leave. And I understand that. Do you or no?
No, I'll tell you why I don't understand it. Because as America, we have sent military overseas where sometimes we drop aid for people while being shot at.
Yeah.
That's who we are.
Yeah.
It's why I think this is the greatest country ever created, the greatest idea ever. So when I think about brave heroes literally saying to people around the world, we're giving you aid. We're trying to help you. As bullets are coming at their head,
right?
We're American. We're better than that.
Yeah, I agree. I want to be clear. You and I are in agreement. If you can save her, go save her. Get her out of Russia. Get her to a friendly, an ally, and eventually get her back home to her family.
But we got a lot of people over there.
But
That's
she's
the problem.
not the only one.
Oh, no. I'm not putting her at the top of the list.
Okay, so here's the question.
Yeah.
Here's the question. You have a transport plane that can fit 100 people on it.
Oh, jeez.
Okay?
Yes.
You have 101 people waiting, and you can't squeeze the extra person on.
Right.
Is she in the 100 or no?
Well, what about the other 100 people? Who are they?
None of them refuse to stand for the anthem.
Yeah, but what else have they done?
I don't know.
Wow, isn't that
They're all just regular people.
Is that a part of the list?
Over there working, trying to make a living.
In all seriousness,
feeding their family.
This is why, I could never, and you could never, ever make decisions of that magnitude. Because I wouldn't be able to. If I have 100 people to save and there's 110 people there and I got to make decisions about who I'm saving, are you freaking kidding me? Other than my family, which of course I'd put first, right?
Of course,
I think we'd all admit that. How the hell would you make a decision like that?
I don't know. I think maybe you close your eyes, throw a dart against the wall. No one's better than anyone else. We're all humans, right?
Exactly.
But it's an interesting take that is starting to, I don't know. I saw it online yesterday. And I see more people now slowly, realizing, wait a minute, this was an anti-anthem person. Should we go out of our way? And I go, of course you go out of your way. But if there's limited seating, maybe listen, hang tight till the next plane comes through. I don't know what to say. But it's, listen, I don't want to make light of it. In a lot of ways, it's life and death. But it's an interesting take that people are bothered by.
I was sitting the other day with my wife and a couple of her friends, and they were talking about a friend that they have who's Russian, right? She was Russian. She moved to the United States of America as an American citizen.
Yeah.
Went back to Russia for work, and now she's married. And everybody was like, to my wife, you should text her and see see if she's okay.
Yeah.
So she sends her a text. We never hear back, and we realize she may not have even gotten that text message.
There's a good chance she
what's
didn't.
going on in Russia right now, they don't want people interacting with the outside world.
Yeah.
So it's scary to think about everything that's going on over there right now.
Well, we got that. We got all the baseball stuff. There's a whole bunch of hoops. We're getting ready for March Madness, of course. This is not a college basketball town. We're not going to overnight pretend that it is. But we are now in – it's funny. They say it's now day 95 of the lockout. but for the first 42 days, they didn't even talk to each other. Does that even count?
Nah, it's
but they are
tough to.
saying it's day 95, so.
I think it's the
We'll
second,
give you the latest on it.
second longest work stoppage in baseball, even more so than 1981 that caused that split season.
Well, they
we're
haven't
approaching 94 season territory,
Haven't
bro.
missed a game yet, though, but that's certainly on the horizon.
We kind of have, though.
Well, spring training, yes.
Well,
We've not yet
they've
missed the game.
They've canceled games.
They can always reschedule those games, but I do agree that
No, and
you're going to miss
I
games.
agree with this. Like, as much as this bothers me and it bothers Big Mac and it doesn't bother you, most people aren't going to be affected by this until March 31st, until there was supposed to be a game, and there isn't a game.
Which is why we're playing softball. And despite the bougie bastards in the morning who now feel like raising money for blue-collar workers at stadiums is beneath them and not worth their time, although they'll begrudgingly show up and participate in it because they don't want to be embarrassed by not showing up, March 31st, Thursday, the softball game is on. The tickets will be available by the end of this week, and we're starting to get it all together, Evan. Very excited about it. At the College of Staten Island, it's game on. So start loosening up those chicken wings of yours and see if you can throw a softball, because March 31st, the celebrity charity WFAN Saves Opening Day event is on.
And I have to be honest about something. When I saw you this morning, and I swear to God I thought this. I'm going to say it on the air.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to say it off air. I waited till I was on air.
Go.
I saw Craig this morning, and I was like, holy crap, he's lost weight.
That's right.
He actually looks good.
That's right.
It jumped out at me. It jumped out at me that
I'm getting in softball shape. Look, I can bend my knees. I can go low. Alligator arms. Let's go.
you look good.
Yeah, softball's coming up March 31st, and everybody's invited. It's going to be awesome, and whatever money we raise goes towards the charity that's supporting all the stadium workers who are going to lose a couple bucks during the lockout. And we will not apologize to Boomer or Gio or Al Dukes or Jerry Recco or anybody else for on the amount of money that we
What
raised
happened?
that day.
I didn't hear the morning show. They're not playing?
They called me up at 7:30. I was sleeping. I called them back.
Right.
Just before 9 o'clock, I guess, or thereabouts.
And what happened?
They want to know how much money are we going to raise. And I said, well, I'll give you a range. My feeling is that we can raise about 25 to 50 grand for a softball game, which I think is great.
That's a great amount, sure.
Oh, so what? Every worker gets $3? Great.
Who said that?
The morning show
All
said
of them?
that.
No, someone
Collectively.
specifically said that.
Collectively,
Was that a
they said
Boomer
it.
comment? Was that a Scazzeri comment?
It was
that a Giannotti comment?
It was the whole show.
They all said it together?
They all said it like they were singing a song.
That's a very douchey comment to make.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to help them. We're going to make them $3.
So charity only counts if it's a certain amount of money?
I guess.
Every dollar matters, right?
Listen, when we present the check to that charity, and I know for a fact it goes to the workers at Yankee Stadium and at Citi Field, and those who work at both places who are counting on an extra couple $100 a week so they can take their kids to a movie or buy them a pizza on a Friday night or what have you, I will go to sleep tonight with a big smile on my face that we did something good for the men and women who live in our community that work at those stadiums and serve us while we sit there. I don't care if it's $1 or $50,000. We're doing the right thing for the right reason.
What happened to those guys?
What happened to them?
Yeah.
And I called Gio and I said, because he doesn't know if he wants to cut. I go, Dua Lipa, flying a private jet to Nashville to see your boyfriend perform on stage, going up to Connecticut to open up a casino. All of a sudden, life is pretty grand. Flying here, flying there. Get your ass to Staten Island.
Listen, I'm not going to Nets Bucks that night. That's how much this event matters and means. And I haven't mentioned that. I haven't bragged about it, but you know how crazy I am.
Yes.
I went to freaking Boston this weekend, but I didn't even hesitate. Already sold the tickets. Not going. Want to know why? Because this matters more.
Yes, it does.
And the Nets suck.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, it does. So the softball game is on. We will now start reaching out to some other well-known folks to try to make it even more appealing for you to come and watch. And we're very excited about it. I even got a call from our program director. He's in Austin, Texas right now at a company retreat, a corporate retreat.
Company retreat.
Yeah. And he reached out and goes, listen, we're good to go. We're good to go. So we'll have a link for you. It's just going to be fantastic. And if it's weather like this, forget about it. 60 degrees? Yeah, right?
But even if it's not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's opening day.
Al Dukes isn't
for
going.
a good call. Well,
He ain't going because he doesn't like people.
He's already said no bueno.
He's
not
out.
in.
Jerry's going. He's in. Committed right away.
I knew that.
Yeah, Boomer is in. He said for now.
For now?
Yeah, for now.
What does that mean?
Well, he's in for now. For now, he's in.
What about G? Is he coming?
Don't care. I mean, he should come. If he comes, great.
He's got to come.
If he doesn't come, that's on him. Listen, if you want to expose yourself for what you are, then expose yourself. I can't help you out. I'm just putting together a game to help people that live in New York City who need a couple extra bucks because the owners have locked out the players and there's no baseball. That's all I'm doing. If you want to be a part of that, great. If you don't, that's on you. I don't know what else to tell you.
Brutal.
Right?
Brutal.
I'm having a good day today, and I'm going to have a great week.
Well, you look good, bro.
Thank you. And I lost weight. You got a bad haircut, though. You look like a dildo with glasses on. But for you, I guess it's a good look. I'm sure your family appreciates it. 877-337-6666. Meanwhile, your boy Tom Lugauer embarrassed himself this weekend. I'll walk you through that coming up as well. And we have so much more to get to. We'll get your calls out of the gate. 877-337-6666. My gut is that we're about to be under attack verbally from the audience, but we'll find out right after this.